but there can only be one, guys. Who is the book of the month for September? I really went back and forth with this because I appreciated the vampire book. I thought Bloodsong did more things that I'm actually getting across to you guys that I liked and I didn't like. Ordinary Grace has coming of age. It's tough to beat for me. And Canticle for Leibowitz, guys. This is an all-timer. This is one of those really, really good. So what's it going to be? If you've been following the channel, I'm pretty sure you can figure out that for me, the only subgenre that is undefeated on this channel is coming of age, and that is why it's going to be Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. This was a book that was guaranteed to me from people in comments of my coming of age video that there was zero chance I wouldn't like this. Well, you know what? I am that transparent because you were right. This was an incredible, incredible book. So many things with this resonate with me personally. And I say that you don't have to grow up in small town America. You don't have to, live in a small town or even appreciate coming of age stories quite like I do to really get into this. For me, it was personal on levels because there were so many things I could relate to the main character about. His dad in this story is a PTSD war veteran. And my dad was clearly suffering that because my dad was a Vietnam veteran. And it's one of those things that just like his dad in this book, he never talked about. My dad passed away in 2017. He never talked about his time in Vietnam because of the stuff that he saw there. And so that really struck a chord with me. And also, I can kind of look at this from the dad point of view. Because I always say I like coming of age because, it's nostalgic. It makes you think about those things when you were growing up. And that's always fun because I feel like all of us went through the same process growing up, And I think your life might have been different, but we all kind of learned those new things together. That coming of age moment, that transition from childhood into adulthood. It does it beautifully here. And it's also horrific because of the event that happens that makes it be that way. And that's where, for me, the dad shit in this book actually got me a lot because I feel like the dad in this book is just, I wish I had 1/100th of the patience that this man has. He is just a rock when this family, when things are really, really going bad. But it asks those questions, of, your faith in God and things like that, and what you go through in a crisis moment, how you react to it. And I think a big part of coming of age is where you're going to fall on religion. If you have that upbringing, and you kind of get to the age where you're making your own decisions on these things. Do I believe in a higher power? Do I not? But it never grinds and acts in a way where I feel like, hey, this is too, heavy-handed for me with its religious things. Absolutely not. It doesn't really do that. These are things that kind of clicked with me in my own life. Some of the things that I went through, obviously growing up in a strict religious family. So it has all those things. It has a murder mystery that I never, ever figured out until like literally 2 sentences before it was revealed is when I figured it out. And it's just, it makes you think about so many things that just were a joy growing up. And, we kind of took for granted at the time, or we kind of actually would think, hey, when you get older and you're like, I wish I could tell myself back then that you were living in the good times. And I think it really gets that across quite well. And the moment in this book where you realize what the title Ordinary Grace means. I have a kid who's on the spectrum and he had speech delay for a long, long time. So speech impediments and things like that being written in the story was something that, again, resonated with me as a dad. So it's got all those things. It's got those things that I like of coming of age. It's got those things that you go through as a parent. It's just an all-around amazing book. And I feel like there's going to be something in here that clicks with everybody. And William Kent Krueger is definitely an author I will pick up again, even if it's not a coming of age story, because I feel like he's earned my trust after this one. I say it was close because of the historical significance of Walter Miller Jr.'s Canticle for Leibowitz. For me, this is just exactly what I look for in a coming-of-age book. It hit all those notes, and it was something that I could not get enough of. I could not stop thinking about it. It was the first book I read in this month, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. Just a beautiful, beautiful, haunting book, and I recommend it to everyone. That's why it is the book of the month for September, guys. Is Ordinary Grace by William Kent Krueger. Pick it up.